Investigation.
Developing this morning, members of a family from East Hampton now fear dead after their private plane went down in Virginia yesterday. The people on board reportedly a mother, a daughter, a nanny, and the pilot. The small jet causing a major reaction after it entered restricted airspace, triggering the military to scramble F-16 fighter jets to investigate. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimber.
This morning, some near the nation's capital are still rattled after a quiet Sunday was interrupted with this.
It was very jarring.
We thought it was probably an earthquake.
A sonic boom, startling residents across the region. This couple in Fairfax, Virginia, was recording a song when the boom causes them to leap out of their seat. The Capitol and White House were both briefly placed on high alert. The sound was caused by two D.C. Air National Guard F-16s that were scrambled from Maryland after a Cessna business jet entered restricted airspace over the nation's capital. Around 3 p.m., those F-16s going supersonic to catch up with the Cessna, creating a sonic boom heard in D.C. and surrounding areas. The F-16s intercepting the plane using flares in an attempt to draw the pilot's attention, but were unsuccessful. 10 minutes later, the plane crashing near George Washington National Forest in Virginia with 4 people on board.
When the D.C. Air National Guard F-16s eventually caught up to this aircraft, they looked in the cockpit and they could see that the pilot was slumped over and unconscious.
Aviation experts say hypoxia may have incapacitated the pilot and those on board.
The most likely scenario here is that there was some loss of pressurization, which induced hypoxia. Hypoxia is just the loss of consciousness due to lack of oxygen. You may not even know that it's coming on until you lose consciousness.
As for Sunday's crash, the man who runs the Florida-based company that owns the jet tells the Washington Post his daughter and 2-year-old granddaughter, her nanny, and the pilot were on the flight. He says they were returning home to Long Island after a visit to his North Carolina home. Flight tracking data shows the plane made it to Long Island but didn't land, instead turning and heading straight to the D.C. area. Those F-16s were scrambled from Joint Base Andrews, where President Biden was playing golf with his brother at around the same time. Overnight, Virginia police say they reached the crash site and found no survivors. Andrew Dimber, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.